Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nu'minu wa natawakkal alayh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Inshallah, today we'll go over the topic of performing Umrah in the light of Quran and Sunnah. Also, we'll go through some of the rules and regulations that we should be aware as part of performing Umrah. Before starting on the actual steps or rules on Umrah, I'd like to stress one of the important points. Like we see for performing Umrah, we see people coming from different parts of the world. They speak different set of languages. They have totally different cultures. And when we all meet at Masjid al Haram, like the dresses are almost the same. People come from different parts of the world. But one unfortunate thing that we see is people from different parts of the world perform Umrah in totally different ways. They say specific set of dhikr, some of the du'as, which are totally like it's not mentioned in Quran or Sunnah. So when we want to perform Umrah and if it has to be accepted by Allah, we have to make sure it is in an accordance with Quran and Sunnah. So in Sahih al-Bukhari 2697, it is mentioned like Prophet ﷺ saying, if somebody innovates something that is new, that is not in accordance with the principles of religion, then it will be rejected. So we have to understand that. Also, the another hadith that we would have heard this one like for in most of our Jummah bayans, where we would have heard the same thing. Like this is in Sunan Nasai 1578, where Prophet ﷺ says in the bayan, Jummah bayan, he praises Allah. After that, he says, and this is the most important thing, he says, وَشَرَّ الْأُمُورِ مُحْدَثَتُهَا وَكُلَّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ وَكُلَّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلَّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. We would have, many of us would have heard it. But the problem is, did we take the real meaning out of it? What does it mean? It says, the worst of the things are those that are newly invented. So if it is not in Quran and Sunnah, you are inventing something new. The second one is every newly invented thing is an innovation. What is an innovation? Innovation is bidah. And every innovation or the bidah is going astray. And finally, every go astray is in fire. So if you're going to perform something, any kind of ibadah, not only Umrah, any kind of ibadah that is not in accordance with Quran or Sunnah, it's not only rejected, it says it will take you to hellfire. So we have to keep this in mind, and inshallah, during this, we'll say like as per Quran and Sunnah, how do we perform Umrah? So as part of it, the first one to know is we should understand what is ihram. Like any brothers or sister, can you say me like what do you think is ihram mean? Like if anybody knows about it. Oh yeah, that is part of it. Yeah. Any other answers? Okay, that's fine. So generally, like Nia is one, that is correct. As well as people also think ihram means like for the men they are wearing white dress, that is ihram. That is also a portion of it. But what is actually ihram means is ihram means prohibition or exclusion. Meaning there are certain things that you can do normally, but when you enter into the state of ihram, it becomes prohibited. So that is the meaning of ihram. So ihram is not the dress or something alone. It means you are entering into a state. And how do you enter it? You have to say labbaika umratan. So this we can see in Sunan Ibn Majah 2968. So there is a boundary that will be there, like that is set forth by Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We'll see like what are all the boundaries later, but it is called as miqat. So once you are about to cross this miqat, before that we have to make sure we are in the state of ihram. So we have to make sure like if you go in flight, normally they will remind you saying like for example people going from India, their border will be Yalamlam. So in the flight they will say like within 5 minutes we'll be reaching that border, but before that you can say Labbaika Umratan. Or if you are worried or we are worried like I might sleep and miss it, maybe in the last leg of your flight you can say that. But before reaching Miqat, you are supposed to say that Labbaika Umratan. So once you cross Miqat, you enter into a state of Ihram. So now inshallah we will see what are all the things that is prohibited in Ihram. So number one, like there are something that is common for both men and women. We'll go through that first. First is we are not supposed to remove hair from our body. This we can see in Sahih al-Bukhari 1815. The other is we are not supposed to cut our nails. And the third one is we are not supposed to put any perfumes. I would just like give few clarity on perfume. So when we are like taking bath, like for men when they are wearing the dress, at that time they can put perfume. There is no forbidden or something like that. Even if the smell lasts after we come into the state of ihram, but once you are in the state of ihram, you are not supposed to put any other perfume. And the fourth is we are not supposed to involve in any kind of marriage, like discussion or any kind of this one. So that is also prohibited. This we can see in Sahih Muslim 1409. And during the period of Ihram, we are not supposed to get involved in intercourse. And if this is mentioned in Quran chapter number 2, verse number 197. And the other one to be noted is Quran, Allah uses the word rafasa. Rafasa means not only that, in addition, like close intimacy, like hugging or kissing, that is also prohibited during ihram. And finally, the common one is you are not supposed to hunt animals. That we can see in Quran chapter number 5, verse number 94 to 96. So these are all the ones that is prohibited for both men and women. Now let's come for the one that is very specifically for men. So number one, for men, they are not supposed to cover head. So specifically, we are not supposed to wear cap or something like this. That is prohibited. Once you come into the state of ihram, you are not supposed to cover your head. The other is you are not supposed to wear any stitched cloths. As well, if you are wearing slippers or sandals, that's fine, but you should not wear your footwear in a way where it covers your ankles. Your ankles should be visible. So these are all very specific to men. So for men, when we say like we should not wear stitched cloth. We know like normally when we go for Umrah, there's a specific set of two sets that we normally wear. And Brother Sheikh will say like how do we normally wear it so that that will be helpful for you when you perform Umrah.
See, for the gents, there will be two pieces of cloth. Normally, like it doesn't mean that it only has to be two pieces, but it should be unstitched. So typically, these are only for men.
The lower portion you can wear similar to this,
And whatever they works for you.
so that you are able to pray and others. And for the upper portion of the body, first time when you do it, like it will be a little bit comfortable, but after that you will get used to it actually.
So this is the way like you should wear ihram.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah brother. Any questions if you have, you can ask. So in this way, like you have to wear unstitched cloth, and this way if you wear it, it will be comfortable for you to walk as well as to do any like perform any ibadat like praying on others.
One other thing, like brother Yunus has mentioned that before we wear ihram, if you want to put any perfumes, I mean before you start on the state of ihram, you can put any perfumes. But once you start wearing the ihram, you are not supposed to.
Yeah, Jazakallah. Okay, now we saw those very specific to men. Similarly, there are very specific prohibitions for women. For women, there isn't any restrictions on the dress. We would have heard like they wear some caps and others, but there isn't any restriction. The normal dress code applies for them. Additionally, they are not supposed to cover their face as well as they should not wear gloves. This we can see from Sahih al-Bukhari 1838. So we know like we enter into a state of ihram and these are all the prohibitions. Okay, say we are going in the flight until we reach Masjid al Haram. Is there something that we could do? Yes, Prophet ﷺ has instructed us to say Talbiya. This we can see in Sahih al Bukhari 1549. So, what is Talbiya? It's like Labbaik, Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. So this you can keep on repeating. Like if you're going in a group or something, you all can get together and start reciting it. So from the state of Ihram till the moment you enter Masjid al Haram, you can keep on saying this. This is what Prophet ﷺ has taught us. The another one to be noted is this talbiya alone, Prophet ﷺ has said we have to raise our voices and say this one. It's not like you say something within your heart. You have to raise your voice and say. This thing you can see in Sunan Ibn Majah 2922, where Prophet Muhammad says, Jibreel alayhi salam came to me and he asked me to say to the companions of Prophet, let them raise their voices during Talbiyah. So this is also important. You have to make a note of it. Yeah.
that for Islam, if they're taking small boys, can they be using like a stitched the base part can be stitched for them because they usually don't take care of it and it comes off.
So normally for kids, like until they attain the age of the adolescence, so we will not be able to say like it will be accepted, right? We can take them however you want to dress, but they have to understand what they're actually doing. Then only it becomes like as if they have done the Umrah. Yeah. So you, in my, as per my understanding, yes, you can do like however you want. Yeah. There isn't any strict rules for him, but generally we would like to have them also dress in our way as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the one that I recited Talbiya, what does it mean? It means I respond to your call, O Allah. I respond to your call. I'm obedient to your orders. You have no partner. I respond to your call. All the praisings and blessings are to you or for you. And the sovereignty is for you. You have no partners with you. This is what we say as part of Talbiya. So just a note of it. Okay, so we say Talbiya and then we go into Masjid al Haram. So I'm just giving a high level picture, some of the important ones, because if you know this one, it will be important when I talk about Tawaf, Saif, and other things. So this portion, like this is called Hajar al Aswad. This is where we will start our Tawaf. So the important points notice this Hajar al Aswad, this direction, and this is Maqam Ibrahim, and this is Hijr, and the final one to notice this corner, last corner called Yemeni corner. So these four, if you just make a note, inshallah, this will be useful when I talk about Umrah. Okay, so when we enter Masjid al Haram, the first thing that we will do is tawaf. So what does tawaf means? Tawaf means we start from Hajarul Aswad and we have to circle counterclockwise 7 times. You start at Hajarul Aswad and you also end at Hajarul Aswad. So, what are all the rulings if we see? For the first 3 rounds of Tawaf, we are supposed to walk fast. So again, like make a note, like depending on the crowd. So if you go during as part of your Hajj or you do specifically during Ramadan, it will be very crowded. So people they will carry you actually. You'll not even have space to run. But if you go and perform Umrah during when you have space, you try to do first 3 rounds, you walk fast, and the last four you can walk slowly. Brother can demonstrate like how you can try to do if it is you have enough space to walk fast.
I think in Haram, like, I don't think you will get an opportunity to, run quickly or, walk fastly. So you can, mimic like, you're walking fast, like, just adjusting your shoulders or just making sure that you are just walking fast. Because, there will be so much of people and there will be so much of rush. So what you can do is like, you. So what you can do is you can just mimic the first 3 rounds like you're walking fast. Like, you can just adjust it. Now there is what we do, Rasulullah that we used to rush for the first 3 rounds. The next 4 rounds is either to be like just normal walk. So making sure that first 3 rounds is just mimicking daily or walking fast. So that is another important thing that you have to do.
And the other one to be noted is when you are doing tawaf, this is specifically for men. Your right shoulder should be visible. You should not cover your right shoulder. Your dress should come under your armpit into the left one.
So the top portion of your ihram, should be like it should be like this, so that I mean, right now I'm wearing a t-shirt, but typically like this should be exposed for men. It should be open, so that when you do the tawaf, there should be the right shoulder and the right hand should be always open. It should not be covered with your white cloth.
So for running fast for the first three and for the last four, we can get it from Sahih al-Buhari, 1670. Similarly, the one like as brother state showed, like for uncovering or showing the shoulder, this we can see in Sunan Abu Dawud, 1884. Also, we have to start from Hajar al Aswad. This is mentioned in Sahih Muslim 12:18. And with respect to Hajar al Aswad, we showed based on the crowd, not everybody will be able to touch. It will be so much crowded. So if you are able to touch, Alhamdulillah, it's okay. You can kiss it. That's how Prophet ﷺ started. If you are not able to do, you have a stick. You Prophet ﷺ touched the stick and then he kissed the stick. That is another option. This we can see in Sahih Muslim 12:75. The other one is like Prophet ﷺ has pointed his hand towards Hajarul Aswad. So that is another one. Most probably we will end up doing this one. It will be so crowded if you go there. So you just turn towards like the side of Hajarul Aswad and then you point it and then you kiss it and you say Allahu Akbar. This we can see in Sahih Buhari 1632. So if you see in Masjid al Haram, there will be a green light mark indication will be there. So you will see Hajar al Aswad here. Similarly, like most probably, since people will be rotating around, you can't even see Hajar al Aswad. But right side there will be a green mark. So with that you can know like okay we have started or we are starting this point. Then you turn towards this side and then you kiss and then you say Allah Akbar and you start walking. So this is the way to start tawaf. So when you are walking around it, back one more. So as I said, here like around this place they'll have this green light indication. So you will start your tawaf here. Once you start your tawaf, you will walk around here, and we have to make sure this is called hijr. So during like Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, this hijr is also actually part of Kaaba. So we all know like it is in rectangular shape, but actually the fourth side it is actually a semicircle. So when we go around the Kaaba, we have to make sure we start from here, we go here. We should not enter here. I think now not most people do, but some of them will be like they'll just catch hold of Kaaba and go. But this is incorrect. You are supposed to rotate even around. You should not come inside here. You should be outside. So that is also important. So this we can see in Tirmidhi 876. Prophet Sallam has mentioned it. Hijr is also part of Kaaba, so you should revolve around it. One more back. So we start at Hajjul Aswad, we show our hand and we kiss and say Allahu Akbar, and we walk around all the three sides. And when you reach this final side that is called Yamani corner, this is called Ruknul Yamani. There again we know like Prophet ﷺ has kissed that portion as well. So similarly, if it is long way, you like not kissed, sorry, like touch that portion. So you can also show in a way sign in that portion as well. And when you walk from here to this portion, again coming back here to Hajrul Aswad, Prophet ﷺ has taught us a dua. That is, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatum wa fil akhirati hasanatum wa qina adhaban nar. We all know this. Like, bring us blessing in this world and the blessing in the hereafter, and guard us from the punishment of hell. So we start from Hajarul Aswad, we revolve around Hijr as well till we come to Ruknul Yamani. There isn't anything that we have to say. The ibadat that we do is walking around that. Only from Yamani corner or Ruknul Yamani, final one to Hajarul Aswad, we have to say this Rabbana Atina. So here we can see people from many countries when they come, they have their own sets of books and they set lot of other things which does not have any references. That is so unfortunate to watch. But you have to make sure Allah or Rasul has not commanded. Only thing that we have to do is we just need to walk from here to here. We have to say Rabbana Atina Fid Dunya. This is one of the important thing to be noted. And once we complete 7 rounds, it marks the end of Tawaf. You can go to the next one. So once we are done with Tawaf, the next activity that we need to do in Masjid al Haram is praying 2 rakats in Maqam Ibrahim. So Maqam Ibrahim is this one. So you start here, you end circling, then you come to this side. This is called Maqam Ibrahim. It doesn't mean you have to pray in the stone or something. It means the direction. Like normally you will pray behind it. Prophet was praying behind this one, pointing towards Kaaba. So they also would have made arrangement. Like there will be some ropes and others they would have tied. You have to stand behind this and then you pray towards Kaaba. So this is what Prophet ﷺ might rather than praying on other, like in generally if you see in Kaaba, people will pray in terms of circles. But for this one after Tawaf, you have to make sure you choose this direction and come and pray here 2 rakats. So this we can get it from chapter number 2, verse number 125, as well as in Sahih Muslim 12:18. We can see like Prophet ﷺ used to recite 2 surahs. One is Kul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, the other one is Kul Huwallahu Ahad, Surat Ikhlas. So we also have to say these 2 surahs. So once we are done with prayer, like in Maqam Ibrahim, the next action that we do is Sa'i. Sa'i is we walk or run from Safa to Marwa. This is the final act that we do in Masjid al Haram. So once we are done with Maqam Ibrahim, we praying 2 rakat, we go to Sa'i. So we say like what Prophet has done. This all the activity which our Prophet have done is mentioned in Sahih Muslim 12:18. That clearly says what we have to do. So Prophet used to go to Safa first and then used to recite chapter number 2, verse number 158, meaning Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah, meaning indeed, Safa and Marwa are the symbols of Allah. So we also have to say this. After the Prophet said, I am beginning from where Allah has commanded me to begin, meaning like he begins from Safa. And then what he does, Prophet goes to Safa, that there will be some stone sort of thing over there. You go over there and then you turn towards Kaaba. Like from Safa, you will be able to see Kaaba. So Prophet sees Kaaba and then what he does, he recites this dhikr. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وحده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. So this one is what we have to repeat 3 times. And when you are saying in three, this you have to say 3 times, like seeing towards Kaaba, and in between we have to recite duas, like we have to ask dua. This is what Prophet ﷺ has done it. And after that, he goes towards Marwa. So when he's going towards Marwa, one of the things to be noted is there is a place called uh, Badr al Wadi. So during that place alone, Prophet ﷺ said we have to run. So even if you see in Masjid al Haram, there will be series of green lights that will be there. So you start from Safa, you walk, and then when it comes to Badr al Wadi, there alone you are supposed to run. And as brother already showed, like however you have to do, it will be crowded as well. So you can try to like a sort of running. So you do that, and then you reach Marwa. So again, just as a reminder, from Safa to Marwa, there isn't some from Safa to Marwa, there isn't anything to be recited. Again, here you can see like people from different places. Normally they'll recite a dua, they'll have sort of a book or thing, and they'll form a group and they will start saying something. But we do not find any references for it. So we just need to walk. That walking is ibadah. Similarly, in Badan al Wadi, if possible, you try to run. And once you reach Marwa, in Marwa as well, you are going to do the same. You just stand on the place and you turn towards Kaaba and you do that dhikr 3 times. And in between that, you have to ask dua. This is what Prophet ﷺ has done. So this you have to do 7 times. You start from Safa, you go to Marwa, that is counted as one. Again from Marwa to Safa is counted as two. So you start from Safa, at the end of 7, you will end at Marwa. So once you are done with this, this marks the end of all the ibadat in Masjid al Haram. The final one will be the final one is you have to like all our acts within Masjid Haram is done. The final one is for men, you can either shave your head or you can reduce hair. But from the hadith of Sahih Bukhari 1722, we can the hadith narrative says like Prophet Sallallahu has preferred to do the shaving of the head for men. So Prophet Sallallahu is saying like, oh Allah, forgive those who have shaved their head. Then Sahabas are asking, can you also ask for those that have their hairs cut short? Then second time as well, Prophet says, forgive those who shaved their head. Then again Sahabas asking, forgive those, ask like forgive those who have their cut their hair short. Only third time Prophet said, yeah, yeah Allah, like forgive those who get their hair cut short. So from this, even though both are permitted, shaving the head is preferred and stressed. So this we can take it. For women, they are not supposed to shave their head, but rather they have to clip their head or reduce small portion. This we can see from Sunan Abu Dawud 1985. So once we are done with it, this marks the completion of Umrah. So once we are done with it, we can return to our normal state. We can, after bath, we can wear our normal dress. How many ever times you want, you can go and pray inside Masjid al Haram. This will mark the completion. One additional one that I want to mention, I said about Miqat. So the reason to mention this is people sometimes when they do go and do perform Umrah, like when they start from here, like they'll do it like because they'll be crossing the Miqat going there. Some of them have other locations mentioned saying like if I go to this place or some mosque and if I wear again the ihram and I start from there, it will be counted as Umrah. No, these four are the defined points. This we can see in Sahih al-Bukhari 1524. Their Prophet says, Dul Hulaifa is for Medina, Al Juhfa is for Sham, Karnul Manazil is for Najd, Yalamna is for Yemen. And similarly, those people from other countries who pass through this, for them, this is the boundary or the point Miqat. So in case you wanted to do Umrah again, you are supposed to come out to either of these boundaries and then perform again. There are some misconceptions saying we can go to this mosque and then from there if you do it will be accepted. But this hadith clearly says that you cannot do that. Those were some of the exceptions that was given. But if you are performing Umrah, these are all the 4 points of Niqab. So Alhamdulillah, I think we over the rules and others. If there are any questions, inshallah, we'll take few of the questions today. Any questions from brothers or sisters? Can say.
Why would you have to do tawaf 7 times?
Oh,
Why many times have to do 7 times?
is that a question? Yeah, he has asked like, why do you do tawaf 7 times? So there isn't any specific reason that has been mentioned, but Prophet Muhammad has done 7 times. So we take the rulings from him. That's the reason we do 7 times. If you accidentally put perfume, so we accidentally even like we went through fasting, right, without knowing if you did it, Allah is there, like he is Ghafur, like he will forgive you. But generally you will know like when you are in the state of ihram to have that dress, normally you will not put perfume, but if you do something mistakenly, that's okay, like Allah is all forgiving. Yeah. Honestly. Ama. Lady, yeah. The question is, can ladies can say talbiya loudly? So we don't see anything specific for men or women. So generally they can also say. So if you see in Masjid al Haram itself, there isn't any specific separation between men and women. All will be going together, and you can say like that. Like initially you will not say talbiya, but generally all the rulings are the same. Like women also can say talbiya loudly. Any more questions? So that is from Ruknul Yamani to Hajar al Aswad. So if you go to the, yeah, so we start from here like Hajar al Aswad, and then we will like there will be a green light. So you turn towards Hajar al Aswad. You will say, you will do this. You will kiss and you will say Allah Akbar. You have to do every time when you start. So from here till you reach the third corner, we don't say anything. Only from this Ruknul Yamani final corner till coming to Hajar al Aswad, we'll say that Rabbana Atina Dua. Yeah, I think there are no more questions. Sorry, could you have a question? Okay. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Jazakallah khair.